Hey guys, so it's been a while, but I'm back. I'll probably get back into that a little later, but for now, I was on YouTube and I realized as I was about to do a fix on my mom's Beetle, I can't find not one video to guide me to help me with this, so I think it's a perfect example of just do it, film it, and show everybody how it gets done, or at least what not to do. Either way, these are Mark IV power steering rack lines. These are the crossover lines that go on the rack. Okay, I got them from Justin. You've seen him on the channel before. And I am going to replace the one that is leaking on my mom's Beetle, which is the long one you see here. Right at that part right there, right that you can see on that fold, right there, it leaks. So I am going to replace that, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I do. From what I've seen, it's just two clips on the one side and a bolt that holds on the other side. So as this side would get a clip, that side is got like a little mount with a bolt going through it to pinch them on, and the one with the bolt does both sides at the same time, and then the other ends, both ends have a clip. Enough chit chat, let's get to work. Okay guys, so I've now screwed up twice, and 2 videos were screwed up. And the first one, which this is a remake of that one, was telling you how I've done a bunch of work already and the time lapse screwed up. So to make a long story short, the one nut, it's a bolt that is on the steering rack itself right there, was extremely seized in, and I couldn't get the T30 Torx on it to pull it out, so I dropped the rack. The rack wasn't hard at all. The car was already up on jack stands, so I undid the 4, I think they're 19mm bolts to drop the subframe, lowered it slightly down on a jack, and I didn't lower it yet, pardon me. I then undid the 2 tie rod ends, 19mm, and the inner steering column, which is a 13mm inside the car. That allowed me to drop the subframe. I undid the 2 power steering lines on the side of the rack, which are these guys right here. They were 19mm as well. Just popped them quick off. That allowed me to actually drop the whole thing down lower, and you get the 4 13mm bolts that actually hold the steering rack on the subframe, and then you just kind of pull it out. And that leads me to where I'm at now. I got that seized bolt out. I just have to pull out the seals that are left in there. The seals are already out of the other side. I'm gonna then put the new crossover lines on the rack, which is the whole point of the video, and then reverse the process, and hopefully I'll have some sort of video of that process. I'm sorry I had to explain it instead of showing you. Looks like I lied to you. See that seal? Came out of that guy. Should look like that instead of that. See, that one still has its seal in it. Let's see if I can pop it out for you. I wish I knew where my picks were, but yeah, it's still in there. I'm gonna pop it out. That's the one line set up, ready to go. So you simply take one of these washers. They're not washers, they're gaskets. Put it on the end. put it on the end. Either way, you're not going to be able to do much until you get the clip on. So as long as that lip is under the clip, you're good. So I'm going to need 2 hands for this. I'm going to push down while I tap on that with my little ball peen. And I'm just going to tap it on, and it's going to be done. Watch. Just like that. Just tap it right there, and it'll slide on. Now you're going to come over to here, and you're going to take this clip, set it over the lips. Sorry about the dirtiness. I don't have anything to clean it on hand, but I'm going to wipe it off before I put it in. And then you will take your nut, which mine was seized, so I found a little 10 mil. Fits. And you will tighten that down. Okay, and that is what it should look like. Nice and flush. Good to go. I'm going to pop this heat shield off and try to find a way to strap that over there. Give me a sec. Give you a better look at these lines. Okay, this is our new Mark IV, still very rusty, but fixed steering rack. As you can see, tie rod ends, well, that one could use replaced actually. I'll maybe replace that one, but the ends are good. This is what it is. As you can see, there's still quite a bit of rust, and it's still quite dirty. So I'm going to give it a quick clean, and we will go from there. Alright, so it's hard to tell, but that's cleaned up. There must have been how much dirt on control arm, subframe, everything. P.S. This is what I did to drop the subframe. That's all it is. It's mainly hanging by the lower ball joints and the whatchamacallit there. That's about it. But she's okay. The rack, I cleaned it up a little. It's hard to tell because it's a piece of crap. I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna stuff her back in there. Go from there. Okay, so I finagled her in there. Just gotta make sure that this dowel pin slides in. Other than that, it basically lines up perfectly. I'm gonna take my 13 mil bolts, slide them through, just get them started. This one up here too, I'm just feeling for it. There it goes. Just get it started. Okay. Get that guy in there. Get the nut started. Torque that down in a few. I'm actually gonna go get new washers for these guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Maybe the next day. All right. Tightened both of these. Tightened all the 13 mils down. I do not have the bolts in for the subframe, it's just jacked up. I do have the lines in with 4 new crush fittings, 2 for each, 1 on each side of the fitting. I'm about to put the subframe bolts back in now. Doing good. Alright, doesn't look like much changed, but I swear, I put all the subframe bolts back in. Now I'm going to go in the car, I'm going to do the steering column bolt. Alright, and last step, make sure, while it's jacked up, to turn the wheel all the way left and all the way right 10 times each. I like to do it 10 times when the car's off, then 10 times while the car's running to get it going through the pump with no air. So 10 times left, 10 times right, and you'll be good. Then you can drop it down, take it for a test drive like I just did. Okay guys, so that's it. I'm all done. So that's how you replace the crossover lines on the power steering rack. Honestly, now that I've dropped the rack, I would say do it that way. It's actually much easier than I anticipated, and it's ended up, I would feel like, probably taking me a lot less time to do it the way I did it than to try to keep it on the rack. So that's how you do it. Thanks for sticking with me. Talk to you guys next time. Have fun.